Hi, guys! Today we're going to create this beautiful stylized bridge in Blender. So let's get started. First, add a cube and scale it up to create our bridge pillar. Nothing fancy yet. Just a cube trying its best to become a bridge. Move it into position and add a bevel to soften those edges. Immediately looks much better. Now add a mirror modifier so we don't have to build the same thing twice. Make a few adjustments until you're happy with the proportions. Then apply the mirror modifier. Now it's time for the fun part, the ropes! Place the 3D cursor where you want the rope to start. Select both pillars and go to Knots, Catenary. If you haven't used this before, you're going to love it. Instant rope! Adjust the settings until you get a nice hanging shape. Add some thickness and suddenly it starts looking like an actual bridge. Who knew making ropes could be this easy? Add a mirror modifier to the rope as well. Now duplicate the curve and create another rope for extra support. Next, add a cube and turn it into a wooden plank. Scale it down. Adjust the proportions. Then add an array modifier. Increase the count and watch Blender do all the repetitive work for us. Honestly, array modifier deserves a salary at this point. Adjust the spacing until everything fits nicely on the bridge. Duplicate the rope curve again and change the thickness a little to create more variation. Small details like this make the scene feel much more interesting. Now let's work on the ground. Add a plane. Extrude it. Move a few vertices around and start creating the terrain shape. Add some edge loops wherever needed. Nothing complicated.
For the stone pathway, duplicate a few faces and extrude them individually. This creates that nice stylized stone look. Select random edges and move them around slightly. Don't make everything perfect. Nature isn't perfect. And honestly, perfect models usually look boring. Later, we'll add some high poly details to make the rocks even better. Next, create some grass. Again, just start with a cube. Adjust the shape, scale it, and place it around the bridge. Scatter it wherever you feel the scene needs a little extra life. At this point, I'm adding some extra details to the wooden planks. You don't need to follow this part exactly. Feel free to experiment and add your own style. That's what makes every project unique. And by the way, you can see all the shortcut keys I'm using on the screen. So if I suddenly press something that looks like Blender wizardry, the shortcuts are right there. Before applying the array modifier on the planks, let's do the UVs. This saves a lot of time later. Once the UVs are done, apply the modifiers. Then don't forget to apply location, rotation, and scale. Future you will thank present you. For UV unwrapping, I'm using Rizom UV, but you can absolutely do this inside Blender as well. The process is pretty much the same. After unwrapping, import the UVs back into Blender. check everything once, and then duplicate the parts for the opposite side of the bridge. Now let's prepare for texturing. For the rock area, I created a high poly version so we can bake extra details later. To do that, duplicate the meshes and separate them into high poly and low poly versions. This will help us capture all those nice details inside Substance Painter. And that's pretty much it for today's video. We finished the modeling phase of our stylized bridge and prepared everything for baking and texturing. In the next video, we'll jump into Substance Painter, bake the details, create the materials, and bring this bridge to life. So don't miss that one, okay? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!